Shalom to all my Omer buddies out there. Welcome to Counting the Omer with PJTC. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Rabbi, John Carrier, and today we're going to count day number 32 of the Omer. And you may be asking, is day 32 crazy Kippah day or something? It's a little bit busy. That reminds me of other questions I get from my students like, Rabbi, do you take your kippah off when you work out? And the classic question, where do you put your kippah when you take it off when you work out? I wish I knew. Anyway, that's just proof that I didn't record all of these 49 videos at once. Sometime I batched a few of them, but we're doing this every day, friends. And you know what? In the spirit of increasing my attribute of Hod, I have decided to just accept it. See what I did there? Without further commentary on my wardrobe, let's get to the question of the day. Today's question is, when have you had Hod success? This week we're talking about the attribute of Hod, which has to do with acceptance and is connected to Jewish prayer. I shared with you my favorite Hod story about a shepherd praying the prayer of his heart, even if it wasn't exactly the words that are in the book. Probably didn't even have a book. I asked you to think about your Hod role model. Who is somebody in your life who has inspired you with an example of acceptance? Once again, today, you are the role model. Before we embark on improving ourselves in any of the midot of the Omer, that is the spiritual attributes of the counting season, it's important to recognize where you've already been successful. That way, when you get discouraged and you think, wow, this is hard, I can't do this, you'll remember a time when you already have, and I believe in you. Maybe there's been a time in your life when you've been struggling with something and you wanted to face it head on, or maybe you wanted to wait it out and exercise your netzach and see if you could endure it until things changed. On the other hand, I'm willing to bet there was a time in your life where you were struggling with something and you decided to just accept it the way it was. Maybe you got laid off from work at one point or some other economic situation that was out of your control. Maybe there was a time with a relationship, maybe a family member or somebody important to you where instead of trying to change the situation or waiting for them to change, you decided to just accept them for who they are. Maybe you were having a hard time forgiving somebody or you were holding a grudge, waiting for them to ask for forgiveness. That wasn't forthcoming, but you decided you needed to forgive them to let it go anyway, if not for their sake, for yours. I'll bet if you look back in your life, you will find a point at which acceptance was the right answer and was really helpful for you. And I'd like you to think about that point right now. If you come up with something, and I believe you will, feel free to share it in our Facebook group or maybe in the YouTube comments. If you want to keep it private just between us, send me an email or write it down in your journal so you can look back at it later. And don't forget to count day number 32 of the Omer after sundown tonight, better known for henceforth as Crazy Kippah 30 Tuesday. That's not a thing. Don't write that down. And I can't wait to learn with you tomorrow, which is an official special day of the Omer. I'll tell you more about that next time. Until then, shalom.